A known anti-vote, anti-democracy individual has been spotted at a polling station. A Proud Boy has been caught at a polling location. Let me just put up the picture full mass first so you can get an idea of who this is. The Miami New Times reported that a Proud Boy member has been seen acting as a poll worker in Miami during the primary elections this week. Salgado, according to a photo posted online by the Twitter account Miami Against Fascism, reported the Proud Boy member was one of many workers who helped voters across Miami-Dade on Florida's primary election day. An image shows him sporting a polling sticker on his plaid button-up shirt with his first name and the word clerk scribbled in black Sharpie, posing next to a box labeled official elections material. Now, this is a problem. This is extremely problematic. Miami Against Fascism flagged an Instagram post from the Miami chapter of the far-right organization Moms for Liberty. The group's IG post read, "So proud of my brother from another mother who is managing one of the voting locations, assuring there is election integrity. Let's go." Remember the Proud Boys organization, they have been arrested by the federal government for trying to attack the United States Capitol, and some of them succeeding in that attack. They were arrested under a seditious conspiracy clause, which means those who were not there were part of the planning of it, all right? This individual is one of at least 6 or current or former Proud Boys who are reportedly members of the Miami-Dade Republican Executive Committee. Let's go to the Supervisor of Elections. Let's put a picture up. Her name is Susie Trudy. She's a Deputy Supervisor of Elections for the Miami-Dade County Elections Department. Susie confirmed in an email that the county did hire this Proud Boy as a poll worker for precinct 434 in Westchester. According to Trudy, the requirements to serve as a poll worker include being respectful of all voters, remaining nonpartisan while at the polls, being able to read and write the English language, and being a registered or pre-registered voter in Miami-Dade County. Polling clerks are tasked with supervising the election board, completing required paperwork before the polls open and after they close, and reporting specified supplies to the collection center after the polls close. Now, this is an interesting reality. He's not the only one, I guarantee you that. So if we care so much about democracy, remember both sides of the political equation, Democrats, Republicans, and everybody in between will say, well, we care deeply about democracy. Well, if you care deeply about democracy, that means that you care deeply about the protocols and the vetting process of the individuals that oversee the democratic process. But you don't see the equivalence here. You don't see them increasing true security protocols to make sure that there's election integrity. Everything is a partisan fight rather than a substantive fight. So a known individual who is anti-government, who has supported the big lie, who engaged with an organization currently under investigation by the Department of Justice, and a person that has a pretty lengthy criminal record himself, he was allowed to become a supervisor, a poll watcher. Criminal background. So according to the court, this individual was arrested for battery on an Orlando police officer in 2007. Was arrested for trespassing after warning in Miami-Dade County in 2010, pleaded not guilty to both incidents. Records in Orlando do not show any result other than closed. The local case was never prosecuted. 2 restraining orders were served against this same person in April involving dating violence, cases both of which were later somehow magically dismissed. A 3rd April restraining order stemming from a stalking case currently remains open right now with a hearing scheduled for Friday, August 26th. So literally this person has an open case for stalking an individual and is allowed to be a supervisor in the election process only in where? Florida. Okay, Jackson, what are your thoughts here?
So, the reality is that the right wing is going to continue to infiltrate state and local positions like this. And one of the biggest reasons that oftentimes, luckily he got caught, but oftentimes stuff like this can, go past people's attention is because people aren't necessarily aware of a lot of these positions, like poll watchers, how to be a poll watcher, or the fact that there's a process to becoming one. So, they're going to continue to go after that. But one of the important things to keep in mind about any type of an extremist group is how dedicated they are. So that makes them naturally a lot more political than everybody else, which is why small groups of extremists can make such a huge impact on the country, because they're more involved in the process than everybody else is. So, it's ridiculous that he got to be in the position that he was in, but it's to no surprise because they're so dedicated to the cause.
Right, and there's no sentiment to dismiss him. There's no calling for him to never do this again. So obviously he continues on his merry way and may end up being another supervisor in the upcoming election.